Hello and welcome to the another episode of Daily Quiz for UPSC Prelims 2025. As you know that every day we upload two videos. In the day session we upload the current affairs analysis, and during the evening or night session we upload the daily quiz. In this video we discuss two types of questions. First, we discuss the questions related to the current affairs which we had already discussed, so that it would help you in revising the concepts behind that. And also we discuss some previous year questions, so that it will give you the idea how the UPSC asks the questions and what should be your approach, and how it will help you in eliminating many options in the next exam. So before we start, I would like to request you guys, please do subscribe to this channel. When you subscribe and you share with your friends, it gives us the energy to make to put more effort in it, to work more harder and give you the best information available. So without wasting any time, let's start our discussion. Our first question, let us see what does it talk about. So question here is, what is the purpose of the AG Mark Net portal launched by Government of India? We had seen in our current affairs session, we discussed about the food inflation, and we saw how prices are raising, and we discussed about this portal, AG Mark Net portal. It showed how the prices for the vegetables are increasing. Let us see what is the purpose of the AG Mark Net portal. First, is it to facilitate online trading of agriculture commodities? No. Is it to provide real-time information on soil health and fertilizers? Not at all. Then the third option, to enable online registration and certification of organic farmers? No. Then the right option is the option D, which is to facilitate online sale of surplus agriculture produce by farmers to government agencies. So to question number one, the correct option is option D. Now, then after in our daily quiz session, we discussed about the gig workers and the problems faced by them. We discussed about how Karnataka government has brought some proposals regarding to that. Now, with respect to the gig workers in India, we have this question. So here it asks us what is the estimated size of the gig workers in India according to the recent report by the International Labor Organization. So it is very factual. What do you think? What is the correct answer to this? I know many of this is such questions are very hard to answer, but we should have this information. It may help in us in writing the mains exam, and also in this such questions may be asked in prelims also. So the correct option to this question is 20 to 25 million. It is estimated that the gig workers in India, according to International Labour Organization, are 20 to 25 million. Now, coming to the third question, here it talks about the 6-kilometer deep hole in Maharashtra. Let us see what the question asks here. Where in Maharashtra is the borehole geophysics research laboratory currently drilling a 6-kilometer deep hole to study reservoir triggered earthquakes? We discussed about this in our daily quiz session. So the correct option to this question is Koina. It is in Koina. This borehole geophysics research laboratory is drilling a 6-kilometer deep hole to study reservoir triggered earthquakes. Now coming to the question number 4. Here it asks about the multi-dimensional poverty index in India. So let us see what does it ask. Here the question is, according to the Economic Survey 2022-23, what percentage of India's population lives below the multi-dimensional poverty index threshold? So the correct option to this question is 18.5%. We discussed about the poverty in India. We discussed about the demographic dividend. We discussed about the population increase in India. What are the problems faced by the people of India, and how government has tried to cope up with them. And now here it is the factual question. We should know this. While writing in our mains exam, we need some factual data to make our answer more beautiful. So to this question, according to the Economic Survey 2022-23, the percentage of India's population which lives below the multidimensional poverty index threshold is 18.5%. Now, coming to the last question of the current affairs session, what is the question here asks us that what is the name of the scheme launched by the government of India to provide financial assistance to divorced Muslim women who are unable to maintain themselves after divorce. We discussed about the divorced woman, Muslim woman, how courts had interfered, and what was the 2017 judgment of the Supreme Court. If I will try to remind you about the harmonious construction of two laws. So with respect to that, here the question is asked, what is the name of the scheme launched by the government of India to provide financial assistance to divorced Muslim women? So this is Shayara Bano scheme. It was launched in 2020. So this scheme helps it provides the financial assistance to divorced Muslim women. It is the one time they give 20,000 one time investment, one time installment of 20,000 to the woman, and then some psychological care and other areas they do help these divorced women. Now coming to the previous year questions, here the question asks which of the following animals was not represented on seals and terracotta art of Harappan culture? Is it cow, elephant, rhinoceros, or tiger? It is definitely cow, horse. They were not represented on the terracotta seals on the seals and terracotta figures. Now question number 7 with respect to the Indus Valley civilization itself. Here it gives us some sites and why they are famous for. For example, Lothal, the famous dockyard, Kalibangan, plowed field, Dolvira, an inscription comprising 10 large-sized signs of Harappan script, and then Banawali, the terracotta replica of love. So I had matched all of them correctly. If you remember such questions, I matched them correctly so that to avoid the confusion. So to question number 7, Lothal, it is famous for the dockyard. Kalibangan, famous for the plowed fields. Dolvera, famous for the inscription comprising 10 large-sized signs of Harappan script, and Banawali, it is famous for terracotta replica of a plow. Then coming to the question number 8, it talks about which of the following statement is not correct. The statue of Gomteshwar at Sarvana Belagola represents the last Tirthankara of Jain. It is incorrect because it is about the Bharat. So rest 3 or rest 4 are correct. Let's discuss them also. India's largest Buddhist monastery is in Arunachal Pradesh. Then Khajuraho temples are built under Chandela kings, 100% true. Then Hoysaleshwara temple is dedicated to Shiva, 100% true. Then coming to the question number 9. In ancient Indian Buddhist monasteries, a ceremony called Paravana used to be held. It was about what was this Paravana ceremony called Paravana? Was it the occasion to elect the Sangh Parinayaka and 2 speakers, one on Dhamma and another on Vinaya? No, it is not that. It was the confession by monks of their offenses committed during their stay in the monasteries during the rainy season. So this ceremony called Paravana, it is the correct option to it is the option B, which is confession by monks of their offenses committed during their stay in the monasteries during the rainy season. Now coming to the last question of today's discussion, the question asks the ancient Indian play Mudrara Kasha of Vishaka Datta has its subject on a conflict between gods and demons of ancient Hindu lore. Second, a romantic story of an Aryan prince and a tribal woman. No. Then the third, the story of a power struggle between two Aryan. Not at all. It was about the court intrigues at the time of Chandragupta. So the ancient Indian play, namely Mudrara Kasha of Vishaka Datta, it was about the court intrigues at the time of Chandragupta. The policy is happening in the king's court, which king to overthrow or kisko malhatana hai. It is about that, the court intrigues at the time of Chandragupta. So with this, we conclude today's quiz session. I hope you like it. If I'm going too fast, do tell me. I would try to speak थोड़ी कम स्पीड में बात करूंगा, and I will try to explain these concepts in more detail if there is any need of that. So please do write in the comments and do subscribe this channel if you like these videos, and do share it with your friends. This would be most, it would be the appreciation of my work if you would do that. Thank you for staying here. Thank you very much.